Hey guys, this is Kevin and Michelle O'Connor with Fun in Key West and Out of Here Travel. And we plan and create amazing trips to paradise. So feel free to check us out, FunInKeyWest.com, OutofHereTravel.com. So what was interesting, last week when we were talking about Disney, somebody asked, are you guys travel agents? And you know what? I think we did a disservice by not letting you guys know that that's exactly what we are. I mean, I think we say it, but we thought, you know what? Let's have a conversation today about what we do, why you should meet us. I mean, in light of all of this information that's been out there and COVID and all of this, I think a lot of you have been coming back saying that you've booked trips, you've booked experiences, and now you're having a heck of a time because you use what's called an online travel agency and you didn't have somebody there holding your hand. So what are we? We're travel advisors, travel agents, trip planners, whatever you want to call us. We're here to take care of your trips, and that's what we do. And so why use us? I think, first of all, we offer expertise and special business relationships. We work with amazing suppliers all across the world, and we have that ability to have those conversations with them. We handle all the logistics, and so we can take care of, we're sitting outside by the pool so you can hear people walking around, and it's love bug season in Florida. So you're going to see me swatting back and forth.
We're just hitting these guys when I'm here. Yeah.
So we offer expertise and special business relationships. I mean, what do you think about all of that? In terms of, I mean, that provides value.
Yeah,
right?
that's the biggest thing is time's money as well, too, to think about it, and expertise, especially in today's age. I mean, we're getting updates every week from our suppliers, from our consortium that we're with, and that's a lot of knowledge. And a lot of times they'll give us bonuses because of our consortium of 4,000 travel agents that we're working on, and also another group that we work with. A lot of times they'll give us extra bonus points to be able to maybe onboard credits, and they also give us insights, some of the best cabins, some of the best hotel rooms that the online bookers maybe aren't responsible to as well, too. So
right. So, and Carrie, hi. Carrie Sheets is saying hi. We handle all the logistics for you, too. So if you're trying to pull together a trip that is multiple pieces or multiple legs, we can absolutely take care of all those logistics for you. And you know what? Here's the other thing. We're going to save you time. I don't know how many of you have spent time going down the internet travel site rabbit hole, and then you end up watching surfing dogs. I mean, you've seen it on TV, but I mean, you end up going down and you forgot what you're looking for, or more than that, you get lost on all of the sites and all of the choices. And so that's, what we're here to do is help ease a lot of that. So for example, a lot of you like to go on cruises. This is why you need us when you get ready to go on a cruise. We have access to special deals, and we see them coming out all the time. And the other thing about it is, and I'll let you expand a little bit on this, but we know the cruise lines. So not every cruise line is the same. Not every cruise experience is the same. And we try to match you to the perfect cruise. There's a lot of cruise lines that you probably aren't going to be a great fit for. And others that, if you're a first-time cruiser, we're going to look at and say, this is maybe where you need to be. We're going to help you plan out those shore excursions because they get overwhelming. You go on your cruise planner, you download the app, it gets to be a lot. Alaska, that's a whole new conversation. You're our Alaska expert. And so, I mean, why can't they plan an Alaska trip by themselves?
Well, you can. But the thing about it is, if I'm going to go back to, I've been talking about fishing. If you got a fisherman that wants to go out, get into Sitka, catch a can, I'll help you plan the opportunity so you can go out and do some halibut fishing, salmon fishing. Again, there's a season involved in doing one or the other, and we kind of look at that. What do you like to do?
Right.
We got almost 9 shipping companies, different companies that are doing cruising in Alaska. So it's going to be from Carnival, it could be Royal Caribbean, Disney. Princess is like number 1.
Right.
And then you get into Cunard, All in America. So you got a wide spectrum. I have customers that budget is this is like a bucket list trip, basically Alaska. So what I'm telling people too is okay, it's a 7-day cruise basically to go up the inlet passage, and then take the extra 3-4 days for you got to experience you got to do the land trips. So you want to go Denali Park, and a lot of times you can get in there. You can take the train trips, you can take the bus trips. If you want to spend a night in Anchorage, we can do that. Or if you want to go up to Fairbanks and then leave from Fairbanks and fly home. So there's a lot of different avenues. I've got other guys that want to spend, once they hit the land tour, maybe they want to go out and do some salmon fishing on the Kenai River. I used to live in Seward, Alaska, so we can get you out and doing that. I can get you over the Kenai River,
right,
and do some, we call it combat fishing with everybody else. We've got a little bit more insight. We can help design the trips and maybe do one package deal or another. But especially right now, 2020 Alaska cruising is pretty much not there right now.
Right.
So a lot of, especially with the land packages, some of the cruise lines will do the 7-day trip out of Seattle, Washington, go around and come back home, but you're on the boat, and you got a few different land tours. So again, this is changing by the hour.
Right.
So, I've got a lot of contacts. I'm just watching that. So that's a bit, that's one of the things that we're doing is I'm watching various different lines. If you want to do, I've got some people who like to do the ecotourism.
Right.
Let's say you go down to Glacier Bay and you want to take a Zodiac boat and you want to get on the glacier and do some other things. There's some smaller cruises out there that will fly you into Anchorage. You'll do that inlet passage and do some ecotourism. So there's a lot of different variables that you like to do. And that's where we come in. I think that's expertise. We have an idea what you want to do. And again, it's we're looking at value for your time.
Absolutely.
And Alaska's a bucket trip. So we're trying to design for your, budgets. What you're going to think might be a little bit more, but again, the value and the memory makers. That's the big thing about travel.
Absolutely. And then you go on to planning trips to Disney. You can do them online. You can do them all yourself. But what's really cool is because of our relationship that we have with Disney, we're able to probably do a little bit of upgrades. We can put some magic into the rooms. We can help you plan from step one till you come back. Think about all those logistics that you have. Give you some insider scoops, like be sure to check out this quick serve restaurant, or go head out to this place to catch the fireworks. And it's different perspectives, because sometimes you get locked into what the internet tells you should be planning, or just a standardized bucket list. And what we look at is, we have this conversation with you, and we say, what do you want to get out of this experience? And we try to tailor-made those to them. If you're looking for an all-inclusive, we can handle that no matter where they are. We take you from planning it to the time you get on to those charter, and then we get you through there to the point that even when you get off that charter plane, you're in that airport, you're going to go through the double doors, you're going to ignore all those other people that are trying to give you a ride, and then you're going to take a left and you're going to find a person in the blue shirt with the yellow trim. I mean, that's exactly what we're looking at doing. So, and of course, you guys have contacted us through our love of Key West, and so we provide some really great insight for doing Key West planning. We work with a lot of small tour companies, which is amazing. But what's really cool is, now that we're coming out of this pandemic and we're going to have social distancing, I think, for a while, a lot of our clients are going to be able to say, look, I'm a little nervous about going on maybe some of those larger charters, or going on some of those larger places. And so we work with these smaller tour companies. So we're able to say, you know what, we are able to work with these people and put you on specialized tours that have social distancing built into them. So they're private charters. They limit the number of people that are going out with them. You're on by yourself. You're able to do create those unique experiences without sacrificing the feeling of being in Key West. And again, we are by the pool, so you're going to hear people. So the other thing is, we work with a great host agency. And doing that, we work with a great host agency who gives us access to over, thousands of agents that are able to give us some insight. Maybe we don't know everything about every location in the world, and quite honestly, you're not able to do that. So what we do is we reach back into our agents and say, hey, we've got a client who wants to go here, and this is the kind of experience they're looking for. What kind of insights can you give us? So you're not getting that TripAdvisor, reviews. We're actually talking to travel agents who book clients there. And I think that's interesting. I mean, you've reached out to some of these clients and some of these travel agents for that information, right?
Yeah, one of the things when you get on there, the online bookers, or even if you call, let's say you call one of the brand companies themselves, Disney, or I'm not going to downplay anybody, but you're talking to a sales rep, and that's what they are, a sales rep. So we want to make sure we can get the specials. A lot of time it may be the same that you're finding, but we'll find some other value-added items that you can do that we can help you in what you're doing, especially if you're trying. We get clients that we have one person, you got a family affair.
Oh, yeah.
And you got the designated person who has probably the best interest in scanning the internet. Maybe you've got a group of 20 people, and trying to please 20 different people, could be 4 different families. Boy, that's a lot of pressure on yourself. And I think that's where we can come in. We can help take the pressure off of you, give you different suggestions. You have different, you have 4 different families, different things. Maybe somebody got young kids, somebody doesn't have kids, and you're trying to value with that. And I think that's where we come in. We kind of take the pressure off of that on yourself. And we have, again, the consortium. We can call them and have some suggestions. We haven't traveled to every spot in the world.
Nope.
I wish, but we haven't. But we have 4,000 agents that we can reach out to. And one of the groups, usually there's somebody out there who's booked a trip in that particular agency,
right?
In that area. So then that kind of gives you the added value that we're doing. And it's on our dime and our time.
Right.
So.
And, so we're going to take that pressure off as if we're pulling together a group. So it's a family vacation, it's a wedding, it's whatever. We can help pull all that together, because the last thing you want to do is have to take a vacation after your vacation. So we take care of all those details so that you're not trying to micromanage every aspect of your trip. You're working through all, we're taking care of the details. We're your advocate in the background, and, we're keeping you on track, especially if you're on a cruise or a Disney or whatever, so that you're on track and keeping up with your payments and you don't miss a deadline, don't miss planning anything. We're here to take care of that. And I'm talking about being a need for an advocate. Especially in today's world, there's a lot of people that have been having problems getting their refunds. They don't know who to call. And that's basically what we're here to do, is take care of those details for you. We're here to be your advocate, help you get your refunds, help you if you lose your luggage. We are that voice and that one point that you can reach out to, and we're here to take care of that for you. So overall, why do you need to use us, and why should you book your next trip with us? Well, first of all, we're going to find you deals. We work with tons and tons of suppliers, and we're keeping up on a lot of their specials. If you sign up for our email list over on outofheretravel.com, we send out weekly bulletins specific to certain genres. So maybe it's a cruising or Disney or whatever. And we let you know of all those specials. We have relationships with these suppliers so that we can get these deals. And we also have the expertise. So when is the best time to go to Key West? When is the best time to visit Alaska? When is the best time to do whatever? So that's one of the reasons why you absolutely should use us on your next trip. The other one is, we're going to be taking care of, being your advocate. We've talked about that over and over and over again, how important it is to have an advocate for you. We're going to take care of those little things. So maybe you're planning a trip to, to celebrate an anniversary, and we're going to see if we can maybe get a bottle of champagne put into your room. We're going to look at maybe, if you're going on something special with Disney, maybe we can put a special celebration in the room or the cabin. If you're on the cruise, maybe it's helping you get a room upgrade. Maybe it's an onboard credit we can issue. So I think that's one of the reasons why you really use a travel agent, because we have the ability to do that. We're true experts in terms of the fact we keep up on travel trends. I mean, every morning we're sitting down looking at what's going on, what's in the travel world, what's happening. And so I think that's exciting. And usually, here's the bottom line, and I'll let you add to this, usually no extra cost. We're going to save you time. We're going to give you an amazing experience, and it's not going to cost you anything extra. I put a little asterisk next to that. Some services we actually charge a little bit of extra to, but we're very clear up front on what's most things. Just booking a hotel and an experience, there's no extra charge to that. If you want to get into vacation rentals and a really customized trip, there might be a little bit of a charge to that. Kathy's saying hi. Hey, Carrie's asking, are you in Key West? No, we're not in Key West. We're actually in Orlando. We have a place in Orlando. We don't. Right now, you can't get into Key West. You can't get into Monroe County unless you actually are a homeowner or have proof of residency. And so we don't own a place in Key West. So we're not able to be there, but we are in Orlando. So you can see that we're by the pool and enjoying that. And there's lots of people walking around. So overall, those are the pros. But what did you want to add about expertise?
And I think, especially in today's age.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with COVID, that's just happened here. The whole enchilada for international travel, I think, is going to be a big change in how we do things, how we customize. And I think the biggest thing is things happen when stuff hits the fan. Instead of trying to call a 1-800 number, you call us.
Right. And then we'll sit on the 1-800 number.
We spent on the phone. I know one time you had a person going to Key West,
right?
Went to Fort Lauderdale. They left North Carolina. Somehow there was a delay, and then the interchange going to the other airline. They said it won't be till like 5 o'clock to do it, and you sat on the phone for over 2 hours.
Got them the next flight out.
And you can see that they were telling them at the desk, well, the 2 o'clock flight didn't go out. There wasn't any space, but you found there was 2 seats available. You stood on there for over 2.5 hours on the phone, arguing with them, showing what they were, and they were able to go. They were able to do that.
Right, instead of staying in the night.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you would have called the 1-800 number, this is nothing against that. I'm just saying this is what your travel agents do. You got a one point of contact. We're not there just to make one sale to you. We're there for the relationship. We're there from when you make your planning, pack your bags, go, and we're there all the way until you get home.
That's right.
So I think that's the biggest thing that you have. You got an advocate on your side. If stuff happens, and stuff happens.
Stuff's gonna happen.
Stuff's gonna happen.
It's not a real vacation unless stuff happens.
No, yeah, I've had stuff happen, and they said, well, you got to call this 1-800 number, and it's like, okay.
So
I think that's the value. And again, we're there. We want to make sure you have a great experience, the best we can to be able to help you. And I think that's one of the things that you want to keep in mind, that we're there to help you.
Right. So what do we not do? So if you're looking for cheap airfare and cheap hotels and just getting in and getting out and not, having that personalized experience, I don't think we're going to be for you, because we're going to want to wrap our arms around you, make sure you have an amazing experience. And if all that you're wanting to do is find really cheap airfare in a hotel, I'm not sure we're going to be the great fit for you, but there are a lot of services online that can service that. And you know what? You're probably going to have a great time, because that's what you're looking for. But if you're looking for something that's personalized and tailored to you and really has your thought process in mind, we're what you're going to want to use.
Sure.
And the other thing is, we're not you. And that sounds kind of counterintuitive, what I just said, but bottom line is, we make suggestions. We pull together suggested itineraries. We come up with things for you to do. We vet what you find on the internet. And then we say, you know what? Here's our experience with that company, or here's what you can expect if you do that. And we're not going to say you should never do any of that, but it's one of those lines that we're here to offer suggestions based on what we know about you and what you've told us about us.
I think one of the other things, too, is we're dealing with our clients. The one thing we're going to talk about is saying, what's your bucket list? Let's say you just recently retired. So you got a bucket list. So it could be maybe taking the family down to Disney World. Maybe it's a special anniversary trip. You want to go back to Key West. Maybe you want to do that river cruise through France, or you want to go through Germany. You want to do the river cruising. These things aren't cheap.
No.
And maybe you've got a bucket of money that you want to do as well, too. But what we want to do, too, is be able to help you plan and saying, okay, this year you're doing this. We'll help you get to this one and do that. And to do that, a lot of times with the river cruising and ocean cruising is right now we're planning, well, now it's even more, but usually they're about a year ahead,
right?
18 months ahead. So if you tell me I want to go to Disney World, bring all the family, that's great. Next year, my wife and I, we got a special trip. We want to go to Key West, or we want to do our river cruising in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll ask them and saying, okay, do you want the summertime or do you like Christmas? Christmas on river cruising is kind of fun as well, too. Around the holiday season, you're going to go to Germany, all the special towns. I have people that want to do that as well, too. So what we're trying to do is put your insight maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years in the realm,
right.
And we keep track of it, because most of the stuff you're booking 18 months, 2 years in advance. So that's what I'm looking for. Personal relationship, so I get them to Alaska. Then they're going to do the river cruising. Now, the big thing right now in America is America river cruising.
Right, that's really cool.
So they don't really think going down the Mississippi with Mark Twain and Tom Sawyer, the adventures of Huckleberry Finn and those type of things. I mean, we can help with that as well too. So it's just kind of just finding out what you want to do, how we do it.
I agree. Melissa, hi. Hope you're doing well. We missed happy hour the other day, but I'm sure I'll be on this week. But afternoon, I guess it is. So, when you work with us, we're going to ask you few questions, and this is where we start our relationship with us. First of all, we're going to ask you, what's your budget? It's just, how much are we spending on this adventure, and how much are you, what kind of adventure are you going to want? Let us know where you've been. Hey, I've been here, and this is what I really liked about it. Hey, I went here, and this is what I would have changed if I could have done it again. And I think that's important to know, is what what you like and what you would have changed. And the bottom line is, what's motivating you to take this trip? Is it an anniversary? Is it a retirement? Is it a birthday? Is it a wedding? Is it just because I got to get out of town? Whatever it is, that way we base our suggestions around that motivation. How many people are going? What kind of accommodations do you want? I am working with a client who's wanting to take her mother to the beach. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, a hotel with 2 rooms, everything. Absolutely not. She wants a condo with 2 bedrooms. So change the course of how I planned it. That lets us know, what are you looking for? How much are you willing to spend? And I think the bottom line is, what's motivating you to take this trip?
Yeah, and I think the other thing is, if you have special needs as well too.
Yeah.
We can help you book. If you're a lot of these resort areas, you can get a golf cart. Mm-hmm. Or if you're adventurous, you want a scooter, you want bikes. We can suggest this is allowable. This kind of helps you to do that too. Yeah. I got a lot of outdoor enthusiasts that you need to go. Maybe they're into mountain climbing, maybe they're in canoeing, rafting, kayaking. Especially in Alaska, when you go up there, you want to get outside.
You do. You
want to get outside. You want river rafting? Yes. If you're, I'd like to do river rafting, but if you're in a class 4 river, mm-hmm. And you're not that adventurous, you just want to slow down the river. If you're used to the south or various other areas, that's where we can jump in and say, no, this isn't really for you, but we can put you in something else that you want to do.
Right.
So I think that's the extra value that we can use as well. So.
Right. So if we're speaking your language and you're like, hey, they get me. They want to take care of all those details. All I want is to call up Kevin and Michelle and say, I want to go here. Here's my budget. Here's my time frame. This is the kind of experience I want. You guys take care of it. Send us an email, private message us. I've got the contact information here. info@outaheretravel.com, info@FunInKeyWest.com. So, do that. But then you're sitting there in your head going, so what actually happens? I mean, a lot of you have not ever worked with a travel advisor or a travel agent. So what can I expect? So we go through what's called kind of like a 3 or 4 step process. So step 1 is you reach out. You say, hey, Kevin, Michelle, I want to go here or there. And then we go, okay. Step 2 is what we do is we schedule. And what we've really found now, because of this whole pandemic, is we want to be connected. It's more than a phone call to us. We want to see you. We want to talk to you. So I schedule a video chat. So we go through and we get to see each other, know each other, and we learn about where you're wanting to go, what's motivating you to take the trip, what kind of trips do you like to take, what kind of trips would you have changed, all of that. So we get to know all those details. And then we get to work. We hang up, we get to work, and we start pulling together some of these ideas. And then we'll schedule a time to follow back up with you and say, you know what? We're going to do a video chat. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you what I'm going to send you, because I don't want this all by email. You can do that on your own through an online book. We're going to walk through, our choices, why we cut some of these ideas together, and our idea of maybe here's a plan for where you should stay, kind of hotels, maybe it's a cabin.
Right.
Alaska, we're really not going to recommend anything less than a balcony if you're going up to Alaska, because that's the best way to experience. If you're going out to the Caribbean, if you want to do an interior cabin, you know what, that makes sense. But we're going to always recommend what works out best. And then on the next step is you're going to go on this amazing trip, and we're going to be with you from the beginning through the middle of the trip and to the end of the trip. And when you come back, you're going to say, hey, I had an amazing time, and Kevin and Michelle took great care of me, and we're ready to plan our next trip. I mean, how easy is it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. And again, to be honest with you, a lot of times what you see online, and you can go through some of these brands, what you get, what we get, could be the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
the same price. We don't have magical discounts. We do have a lot of times it's onboard credit, but again, it's the little extra things that we can add on there, and that's how we're paid on a commission. So it basically comes out of the brand. So if you call a brand, let's say a cruise line, I see the same deals maybe they do, but at the same time, that's not coming out of your pocket. A lot of times it could be the same amount of money, but it could be, again, we're going to give you some extra side trips. A lot of times, and I know a lot of people call me up and say it's either my brother-in-law, my cousin, the person I worked with, they went to Alaska last year or 2 years ago. They took a trip up there, so now they're the expert. And it was based on what they did, but maybe they didn't do everything.
Right.
And I had one person who was going up there and was like, yeah, I'm kind of going with the family. And, I said, what do you like to do? Man, I love to fish. And I said, you're going to Alaska? And I said, yeah. And I said, I've got 2 ports, Ketchikan, Sitka, Juneau, depending on what time of the year. We can get you out and do a 4 to 6 hour tour, do some fishing. You bring, actually up there too, if you catch the fish, it's all geared around the cruise industry. So what they can do, they'll freezer pack it and send it back home and know your date so it arrives there. Or you can send it home, and also you can bring some of that fish on board the cruise lines, and they'll fix it for you.
Yep.
Fresh halibut, oh my goodness sakes. Can you imagine?
So
that's the added thing I've had to a lot of people, is just saying, hey, have you thought about this? I've had young couples that like sea kayak. You ever tried I love kayaking. Did they mention anything about you can go sea kayaking around these various islands and look at the whales and look at the various things, and they kind of go, no, we'd love to do that, or mountain biking, or whatever, helicopter tours if you want to go to Haines and get up on the glacier. And those are kind of the added values I think that we do.
Well, that's coming from the Alaska expert. So, I mean, you can see that his passion is definitely with Alaska.
Or it could be anything else.
But I mean, your passion is definitely planning those Alaska trips. But it's easy as, 1, 2, 3. Yep. You contact us, we put together the trip, and then you go on the trip. And I think that was my initial question, is it any easier than 1, 2, 3?
No, yeah, heck no.
Okay.
It's about as easy as that, what we can do. And again, it's going to be whatever your means of communication. A lot of people like a phone call. A lot of people like messaging, text messaging. Again, I love a phone call, because by the time I text a message back and forth, it's going to take me, I could talk about it and help you within 15 minutes. There's no sales pressure, for goodness sakes, no sales pressure.
Yep.
But again, now you're doing your Zoom calls and various
people
other
are loving it.
The video aspect is kind of cool that we can do. So whatever means, I'm open to whatever means of communication you like. If you love text messaging, that or email messaging, that's fine as well too. So whatever you tell us what you like to do, how you like to do it. Everybody's used to speed, energy on the internet.
That's absolutely.
It can't be as.
It's absolutely that easy. And so we're going to be with you, and like I said, keep you on your timeline. So nobody had any questions as we were going through here, but I'll open it up right now if you guys have any questions while you're on.
You bet. Anything that you see, maybe you have questions about what's happening in the marketplace right now, feel free to ask us.
Yeah. If not, I mean, if nobody has any questions, then you know what? Our contact information is there. And what we wanted to do is just check back in with you, making sure, first of all, you all are staying safe. And, you know, you're doing all the social distancing and following all the rules. They relaxed a little bit of our travel so that we were able to travel a little bit. And as you can see, we are at the pool here in Orlando today and enjoying a very nice sunny day. It's going to be a very nice week this week.
Probably the other thing, too, is I think the summer is going to be, we're in May already.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are staying close to home.
Yep.
So maybe it's not the airplanes, maybe not the cruise ships, maybe it's other things, but stay home. Again, we can help you plan those adventures as well, too.
Absolutely. So, you know, wanted to let you know that we're here. We are on top of everything. For those of you who love Key West and the Keys, they are still closed through the end of May and not planning to open until right now, theoretically June 1st, but there is no official timeline to reopen that. As of tomorrow, I believe the restaurants and everything are going to be open to the locals. And again, you can't get down to the Keys unless you can prove residency. As you come down through Florida, there are several hotspot counties that are still in kind of like a code red area. Miami-Dade and Broward happen to be two of those counties. So they're watching those very closely, and you would have to come through those if you were traveling through to get into the Keys. And that's part of the reason why the Keys are closed, and the fact that they could not their hospitals could not handle the influx. Disney, Universal, all of Orlando still remains closed. Tomorrow, May 4th, restaurants will be opening up to, you know, a 25% capacity inside dining. They are going to allow some outside dining. Bars and all of those that are tight-knit areas are not going to be open. Barbershops, hair salons, nail salons, all of that are still remaining closed, although other states around the country have different rules.
Right.
And so you want to make sure that if you are driving into Florida, I want to let you know that you will be stopped at the border if you're coming in on I-95 or other areas into Florida, and you will have to go through a checkpoint. If you are from deemed what's a hotspot state, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Louisiana come to mind. I think there's several others that have been added to that. You will be asked to fill out information as to where you're going and your contact information. Mm-hmm. So understand that as we start to ease some of these travel restrictions throughout the states and in between states, there is a lot of information that changes hourly, daily. Contact, you know, go into the internet there and check the states that you're going to be going to. And that's what we're here to do. We're watching that.
Yeah. We went out to the beach to Daytona. We were kind of watching the different counties, and everybody was basically
following
behaving.
Very good
they were
social
following
distancing.
Social distancing. So again, it's going to be based on the counties. If you're coming down here, if you need a getaway, if you need to go to Virginia Beach, you need where Myrtle, we can kind of watch where those counties are. And again, it's going to be.
Yeah, we've got somebody that's ready to go to Myrtle, and we're just kind of watching it as those things come up. So that's what we're here to do, is we take that burden off of you. We do have clients who have trips planned to California next month. And I think they're trying to, we're in discussion with them to maybe possibly move those to later on in the year. And we'll be taking care of all those details of rescheduling that for them. We do so have somebody that's scheduled to go on a Disney cruise in August. And at this point in time, they just absolutely need some little glimmer of hope to hang on to until they have to cancel that. So we're letting them do that. But, you know, we're watching all of our clients and where they are. And we're hoping you all stay safe. And I did not get any other questions. So did you have anything you wanted to add to why they must book their next trip with us?
You know, I think ease. Time. I always say time's money, no matter what you're doing. I get on the internet and I go down rabbit holes. I was trying to find instructions on building a cart thing today, and I got into a rabbit hole with this info commercial type thing, and I wasted 20 minutes.
You were learning about food and protein
and what's good for you, and everybody's got the next miracle drug. So I spent 20 minutes. But again, time's money. Allow us to help you. We're reading every morning, and I get up and read the travel advisories, and we're reading instruct what's happening in the marketplace right now. So again, that's what we're here for. And again, it's not going to cost you anything more than what you're going to pay the other way. But again, time's money, and I think everybody's finding out at home you can spend more time with your kids or family or connections or anything else that we want to do.
Absolutely. And, you know, the other reason why I think you should absolutely use us and to book your next trip would be because we have so much fun, and you're going to have fun on your trip, and it's going to be amazing. And we have fun planning these trips and hearing and seeing the pictures of when you're going there. So again, we're Kevin and Michelle with Out of Here Travel and FunInKeyWest.com. And you can contact us through either private messaging us. So if you're saying, you guys are speaking my language, you can take care of that, and I won't have to deal with trying to make everybody in the group happy, please take this over. Private message us, send us an email, info@outofheretravel.com or info@FunInKeyWest.com. They're both our businesses.
You have too much stress.
I know.
There's too much stress in life right now. If we can help you reduce that stress, I think that's the biggest thing as well, too, and fun. I love to see the photos. You guys have photos to share with us.
We love that.
Yeah.
And Kathy's asking, when do you think we can travel to Sandals? I just saw some information about the Caribbean looking to start to open up, because I'm assuming you're wanting to go into that direction. And I don't think, because the last time I saw the information and the updates Friday afternoon on international travel was not affecting the Caribbean. It was actually going to affect Europe. So I'm seeing some talk about maybe June-ish, July that Sandals is. But if that's something that you want us to watch, feel free to reach out to me. I'll start looking at when we can start doing some bookings and getting you some information and some of that, because I do work with Sandals.
Yeah,
and take care of that.
And again, it's day to day.
Yep.
It's kind of everybody's watching each other where they're going.
Yep.
It's kind of July 1st is kind of the window now. And then it keeps moving around.
Yep.
So it's like a day to day. It's like a moving target for everybody. But we're here to help you and what you can do.
Yep. So Kathy, if that's something you want me to take care of, and feel free to send me an email. You know, our contact information is there. Private message me, and then you and I can talk and see what kind of deal you want with Sandals, and we'll see what we can come up with. Other than that, you guys stay safe. It's a great Sunday evening. I hope you are enjoying it wherever you are. It is a beautiful 88 degrees here in Orlando. The sun is going to set here in about, 3 hours or so. The pool closes in about an hour and a half. So we're going to go enjoy the waters around here and jump in the pool. So you guys have a great evening. And
thank you, everybody.
Kathy says thank you. You bet, anytime. And in the meantime, you guys stay safe. And if I can just figure out where my button is, you guys have a great evening. And there it is.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.